I'm Katie and I love to travel, and this week I'm at Beaches Negril, the family-friendly sister to the Sandals resorts. This is an honest, unpaid, unsponsored video of what it's like to stay here. From the rooms, the food, the accommodations, the activities, the location. But most importantly, can you still have a fun vacation even with the toddler tagging along? Let's get into it. First up, let's do a room tour.
The rooms here are clean, spacious, and a little basic. I loved that there was more than enough storage and plenty of hangers for our clothes. The fridge is fully stocked and included. My view was of the kids camp center, which was a little disappointing, and if you want an ocean view, you're going to have to shell out a whole lot of moolah for a Butler beachfront villa. This sizable resort sits on 20 acres. There are 9 restaurants, 5 bars, 2 food trucks, a Parisian cafe, and a froyo bar. We'll get into my thoughts on the food a little later on. There's a water park, lazy river, water slides, multiple pools and hot tubs, a playground.
There's a big theme of pirates and Sesame Street everywhere you go.
Lots of sporty activities, and even a gaming room and laundry facilities.
And of course, what's a family vacation without some putt-putt?
The kids camp center that my room faces has certified nannies included in the price of your stay from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As you can see, it's a kids' paradise, but with plenty for adults to enjoy as well. Bars, a spa, hot tubs, an extremely nice gym. This property is big enough to give you space from your family, but not so large that you're going to lose them. I consulted with my best friend's kid, and he gives the property a toddler score of 10 out of 10. He loves the pirate water park. I consulted with myself, and I give it an adult score of 9 out of 10. It's clearly a gorgeous property, but I wish the rooms had a better view and more character. But let's move on to the activities, and who did I come with?
My fiance Dan, his best friend Mark, his wife Maria, and their son and my godson, Yanni. This is our first full day. Let's go see what activities they have.
There are many activities included in the price of your stay. You can kayak, ride an aqua trike, take out a sailboat. And one thing that really surprised me is that water skiing and kneeboarding are also included. There's a speedboat taking people out all day. To totally brag on myself, Dan's dad taught me how to water ski over the last few summers in Michigan, and I got up on my very first try. I'm still working on my form because holy guacamole, my back was so sore the following day. Dan likes to slalom, which is water skiing with just one ski. There is daily scuba diving and snorkeling, but Yunhei was a little too young for snorkeling, so we went out on a glass-bottom boat, which is also included. I had never done this before, and it ended up being one of the highlights of the whole vacation. If you have a little one, this is a super toddler-friendly activity. We saw a lot of sergeant majors, and our captains also gave us a nice tour, pointing out Booby Key, Sandals Negril, and a few other resorts. And here's a fun fact. There used to be another beaches resort in Negril on this same beach. 2 beaches resorts within 2 minutes of each other. It was sold and now it's called Azul, and it's still a family-friendly all-inclusive.
How many out of 10 would you give this experience?
I loved it. I got to enjoy this with Yunhei. It was awesome.
It was very good. I would give it 10 out of 10. Yaman.
I've never done it before, and it was so relaxing. A lot of fun to do it with Maria.
There are 2 one-tank dives a day at 9 and 11 a.m. every single day, weather permitting. We didn't see any sharks or turtles this time, but we did see some cute coral fish and these strange silver pearls. I'm so devastated, guys, because we did forget the GoPro, so I can't show you. Scuba diving is included for certified divers only. If you're on the fence about getting certified, it is the best thing I ever did for myself. Feel free to message me on Instagram, and I'm happy to share my experience. Just do it.
Just did Shark Reef. Very nice. Now time to relax and have a drink.
Yunhei loved the water park and probably went down the slide over 100 times. He wasn't quite tall enough for the big water slides, but the adults for sure gave them a go. There's also an entertainment team that leads group activities in the pool, including a relay race that Maria and Dan got disqualified from for cheating.
We cheated, so this is what happens, got disqualified.
Always setting a great example for kids. If you watched my Bahamas video, you know that the real value of an all-inclusive like this is in the activities. Scuba and snorkeling excursions are really expensive, so definitely take advantage if you can. If you're like me, you like to get your money's worth, which is how I ended up on a banana. I give the activities an adult score of 10 out of 10. I was very impressed and don't really have any notes. Even though Yunhei was a bit too small for many of the activities, he also gives it a 10 out of 10. The glass bottom boat, pools, and slides really did it for him. Now all those activities will work up an appetite, so let's move on to food.
Had so much fun right off the bat. The food has been really, really, really good. Tonight we're doing sushi, and I just need to show you the dress. Look what I found on Depop. It's Santa on the beach. So cute. Also a $5 Depop find. This Jamaican bikini, never worn, and I added beads to it. But guys, I'm so excited for sushi.
Happy to report that soy sushi did live up to my dreams. We kept ordering and ordering and ordering for hours and hours. It was glorious. The entrees at Sandals and Beaches can be a bit on the small side, but I actually appreciate it. I feel like you don't waste as much food and you can order as many times as you want.
I do.
What ended up being my favorite restaurant was Yaku Peruvian Kitchen. I have no idea if this is authentic. I don't think I've ever been to a Peruvian restaurant, but I do know it was delicious. You have to order their mac and cheese. I also want to shout out Mariachi. The queso fundido was a highlight, as well as this humongous cowboy steak.
Appears to be about a 20-ounce ribeye, the fully loaded baked potato, and some chimney on the side.
Wow. Hand for comparison.
The worst food, if I had to say, was probably the Italian and pizza, though you don't go to Jamaica for Italian food. And nearly every night ended with delicious froyo. I give the food an adult score of 9.5 out of 10, and Yunhei gives it a 10 out of 10 because he discovered his new favorite food, chili hot dogs.
How many hot dogs did you have 2 days ago?
5.
Right on, little man.
I quickly want to acknowledge the timing of this vacation. As you have probably heard, a Category 5 hurricane hit Jamaica in late October. We booked this trip about 3 weeks before non-refundable. We're here in mid-December, and the resort was not even open for 1 full week when we arrived. Negril Jamaica was not hit as hard as other areas like St. Elizabeth. I did a little research and I found that Sandals Beaches resorts are paired with a program called Pack for a Purpose. My fiance Dan has some Delta status. We had an extra free checked bag, so we brought an entire duffel full of supplies that I'm gonna unpack now and bring to reception. If you're visiting Jamaica in 2026 or any years, here are some ways to support. Book your travel and don't cancel it. Simply going on vacation here helps out. Support locals while you're here. We're staying at an all-inclusive, so that's a little bit harder, but we are going on a boat tour today, not through the resort. We met a man, Big Mike, on the beach right next door to Beaches Negril.
This ended up being easily my favorite day of the trip. We brought rum and sandwiches from the resort, and our expert captain took us on a glass-bottom boat. He cruised along the shoreline towards Rick's Cafe. Established in 1974, Rick's was the first public bar and restaurant in the area. It's been destroyed twice by hurricanes in the past, but from what we could see, it was spared from any major damage from Melissa. We were there just 3 days before its reopening, so unfortunately we didn't get to see the daredevil cliff divers jumping from the highest point. But luckily for you, Dan and I are daredevils ourselves. The water over here was Gatorade blue. There is no filter on this video. I haven't learned how to color correct yet. Next, we ducked into a cave and spotted bats sleeping overhead. The guide told us that Bob Marley used to hang out around this cave. Then we thought the tour was over, but oh no. We ended up having a full-on dance party and then did some snorkeling. I was determined, guys, to get a cool shot swimming under the boat, but I'll let you decide if it was worth it.
Oh, I see her. Kind of going slow.
Now let's talk about location.
Negril sits on the western tip of Jamaica, and Beaches Negril is located on 7 Mile Beach. As the name implies, it's a long, wide stretch of soft, white sand with warm, very calm water. You won't be surfing here, but you will be relaxing. Up and down the beach, vendors are selling Jamaican specialties, so bring cash if you want to support. ATMs are sparse, so I do recommend getting cash while at the airport. Speaking of airports, Negril has a teeny tiny airport, so you most likely will be landing in Montego Bay. Transport to and from the airport is included at Beaches. With no traffic, you can expect it to take an hour and a half, with traffic a lot longer. With that said, Beaches had us leave way too early for our return flight. I can't fault them for not wanting us to miss our flight, but we literally couldn't check our bags for over an hour. Both Yunhei and I give this location a 10 out of 10. This was easily the most beautiful beach either of us has ever seen. I have to shout out the entertainment as well. There are both Sesame Street performances and performances geared towards teens and adults every single evening. The highlight was the water show, with gymnasts balancing on top of each other while balancing on top of a pool floaty. The dance performances were also incredible, with a lot of creative liberties. I give the entertainment a 10 out of 10, and Yunhei gives it a 9 out of 10. He would have liked to see some more Blippi, Peppa Pig, or maybe some monster trucks. Do better, Beaches.
All right, friends, we came to the end of the week. I'm doing my final beach walk. What is my overall rating of Beaches Negril as a place to travel if you are traveling with kids? You know, it is really hard to find a negative. Even though this video is unsponsored, we did pay for this trip, it's hard to complain. I think what really sets Beaches apart is not that there's a water park and included scuba diving and included water skiing. That's what surprised me the most.
It's going to sound corny, but it's really the people that work here. Everyone was so friendly, accommodating, patient, and you don't always get that at an all-inclusive. Especially considering everything Jamaica has been through in the last few weeks, it feels like everyone is looking on the bright side and making sure the vibes stay high. Now onto the nitpicking. The basic rooms do lack charm. The Wi-Fi barely worked all week. I don't know if it was hurricane related because other hotels nearby had perfectly good working Wi-Fi, but it was inconvenient for Mark, who had a few work calls to take, and I would have liked to catch up on some of my shows.
So I would give Beaches Negril a 9.5 out of 10.
And my little friend gives it a big 10 out of 10.
I love Jamaica. The beach and slides and the swings and the water and the sand are so beautiful. Coconut tree!
You can most definitely have a very relaxing, very nice vacation, even with a child with you. I feel sort of awkward talking to a camera and tripod on this beautiful, serene beach. But hey, I do it for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Please subscribe. Subscribing means so much to me. And if you want help booking your trip to Jamaica or the Caribbean, I am a certified travel advisor. All my information is down below. Traveling is my #1 passion, and I can't wait to share more with you. Bye.